Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. B&B spoilers Thursday, April 11. Luna's ready to tell the truth. The Bold and the Beautiful B&B spoilers for Thursday, April 11, 2024. Tease an emotional day for Luna and yet another confusing and confounding day for poor, grieving Deacon. Somehow Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, is still not making the connection that she didn't cheat on RJ Forrester, Joshua Hoffman, with Zend Forrester, Dylan Demetz. Instead, she had non-consensual sex with Zend, when neither one of them realized she was high on her mother's mints and thought he was RJ. Ever since then, Luna has been living with guilt when what happened wasn't actually her fault. Now Hope Logan, Annika Noel, has assigned her and Zend to work together, and she knows she can't emotionally handle that. She feels she finally has to get everything out in the open with Zend and let the chips fall where they may. She gets ready to finally tell RJ the truth but isn't sure how to do it. If she gets the words out, how will RJ react? Will he put two and two together and get non-consensual sex, or will he actually think that what Luna did was cheating? Deacon Sharp, scene canon, is such a hot mess that he is willing to say anything to anyone at this point. So why not Ridge Forrester, Thorsten Kaye, John Finn Finnegan, Tanner Novlan? Already thinks that Deacon is out of his mind, so what's one more person, right? When Ridge shows up to have some pizza and breadsticks, Deacon breaks down and tells him all about what he saw in the crematorium, or what he did not see, and that was a woman with 9 toes. Instead, a woman with 10 toes is now a heap of ashes in an urn, so what should Deacon do about that? Ridge listens to this story and is convinced that Sharp has finally gone over the edge. He knew it was going to happen at some point, and Shella Carter, Kimberlyn Brown, making it happen pretty much tracks. Will Deacon manage to convince Ridge that he knows what he is talking about? Tune into The Bold and the Beautiful weekdays on CBS to see how these stories play out. In the quaint town of Willow Creek, nestled amidst rolling hills and lush greenery, lies a charming bed and breakfast named Whispering Pines. It's not just a place for weary travelers to rest their heads. It's a sanctuary where secrets are shared and hearts find solace. And on this particular Thursday morning, the air crackled with anticipation as Luna, the enigmatic innkeeper, stood at the threshold of truth. As the golden rays of dawn filtered through the lace curtains, Luna felt a surge of courage coursing through her veins. For too long she had carried the weight of a burden, a secret so profound it threatened to consume her. But today she vowed to break free from its suffocating grasp. In the cozy kitchen of Whispering Pines, the aroma of freshly brewed coffee mingled with the scent of homemade blueberry muffins. Luna moved with purpose, her movements fluid yet tinged with nervous energy. She glanced at the clock, its hands ticking away the seconds like a metronome counting down to her moment of revelation. Outside, the world stirred awake as birdsong filled the air. But within the walls of the bed and breakfast, an atmosphere of tension hung heavy. Luna's guests, a diverse array of souls seeking refuge from the chaos of life, gathered around the rustic farmhouse table, their expressions a mix of curiosity and concern. Among them sat Emily, a free-spirited artist with eyes that mirrored the ocean depths, and James, a weary traveler with a mysterious past etched into the lines of his weathered face. There was also Sophia, a kind-hearted retiree whose gentle smile belied the pain of loss she carried in her heart. As Luna poured steaming cups of coffee and passed around a platter of muffins, she felt their eyes upon her, silently urging her to speak the words she had kept locked away for far too long. "Luna, you seem different today," Emily remarked, her gaze searching. "Is everything all right?" Luna smiled faintly, her fingers tightening around the handle of the coffee pot. "Yes, everything's fine," she replied, her voice steady despite the turmoil raging within. "But there's something I need to tell you all." A hush fell over the room as Luna cleared her throat, her heart pounding against her ribcage like a caged bird desperate for freedom. She took a deep breath, steeling herself for what was to come. "I've carried a secret for many years," she began, her voice barely above a whisper. "A secret that has weighed heavily upon me, poisoning my soul with guilt and shame." The guests exchanged puzzled glances, their curiosity piqued by Luna's cryptic words. Sophia reached out a hand, her eyes brimming with compassion. "You can tell us, Luna," she said softly. "We're here for you." With a trembling hand, Luna reached into the pocket of her apron and withdrew a faded photograph, its edges worn with age. She placed it gently on the table, her breath catching in her throat as she met the incredulous stares of her guests. "This," she began, her voice thick with emotion, "is my daughter Isabella." Gasps of astonishment filled the room as Luna traced the outline of her daughter's smiling face, tears shimmering in her eyes like diamonds in the sunlight. For years she had hidden the truth of Isabella's existence, burying it beneath layers of secrecy and shame. But now, in this moment of raw vulnerability, she knew it was time to set herself free. "I gave her up for adoption when she was just a baby," Luna confessed, her voice barely audible above the tumultuous emotions swirling within. "I was young and scared, and I thought it was for the best. But not a day has gone by that I haven't regretted that decision." Emily reached out, her hand clasping Luna's in a gesture of solidarity. "You did what you thought was right at the time," she said gently. "But it's never too late to make amends." Luna nodded, her heart overflowing with gratitude for the compassion of her guests. For years she had lived in the shadow of her past, haunted by the ghosts of regret and remorse. But now, surrounded by the warmth of friendship and acceptance, she felt a glimmer of hope flickering to life within her soul. As the sun rose high in the sky, casting a golden glow over the rolling hills of Willow Creek, Luna made a vow to herself and to her daughter. She would seek out Isabella, wherever she may be, and she would finally tell her the truth, the whole truth, unfiltered and unadorned. For in the act of revealing her deepest secret, Luna had found the courage to embrace her past and forge a new path forward, one filled with honesty, forgiveness, and the promise of redemption. And as she looked around at the faces of her guests, their eyes brimming with empathy and understanding, she knew that she was not alone, that together they would walk this journey of healing and self-discovery, one step at a time. B&B spoilers. Finn throws a curveball at Steffi. Does he tell her that Sheila could be alive? On the April 12 episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers preview that Finn has an unwelcome surprise for Steffi. Is it Deacon's assertion that Sheila is alive? Ridge tells Deacon that there is no way Sheila is not dead. Meanwhile, Zend pours his heart out about Luna to Carter. It should be an emotional and tension-filled day you don't want to miss. Finn, Tanner Novlan, and Steffi, Jacqueline Masinswood, have been patiently riding out the major bump in their marriage, Sheila's death. Steffi often says how they can and will get past anything. She gave Finn the space to go to Sheila's, Kimberlyn Brown, memorial service without too much of a headache. Then Steffi got great news from Deputy Director Baker, Dan Martin, that there would be no charges against her for Sheila's death. Steffi thinks the worst of the trauma is over, and she and Finn can return to their happy life. Unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be the case. Finn has a persistent issue running through his mind. Though he brushed off Deacon's seam canon ramblings that Sheila is alive, Finn may be increasingly considering it. Does he blurt out to Steffi that Sheila may not be dead? If not, he tells Steffi something else that could throw another kink in their marriage in her book. At the same time, Ridge, Thorsten K., has little patience for Deacon's crazy thoughts about Sheila. Ridge tries to shake some sense into Deacon and get him back to reality. Seeing how riled up Deacon is, probably no one can stop him from finding what he thinks is the truth about Sheila. Zend, Dylan Demetz, showed some emotional maturity when he supported Luna's, Lisa Yamada, decision to tell RJ, Joshua Hoffman, about their night together. In truth, he may have just been following Poppy's, Romy Park, lead. How many times can they try to dissuade Luna from clearing her conscience? Zend may see it's better to accept the consequences. However, Zend doesn't just admit defeat that Luna is with RJ. He ends up confiding in Carter, Lawrence St. Victor, his true feelings for Luna. Carter usually has good insights and reasonable advice to impart to his friends. What will Carter say to Zend about this? Hang in there or move on.